Hello everyone, Neo Rashi here. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video that I decided to delete for several reasons, mostly personal. But I'm making it again, um, but with more content in it. Originally, it was a top 11, I think it was 11, uh, manga series that I discovered in 2021, because for almost 10 years I hadn't bought any manga outside of video game themed manga. um, and about 16, well, almost 17 months now, 17 months ago, I started to buy manga. And because I know I missed out on a lot of good stuff, on top of that, I discovered new uh, genre of manga that I either completely ignored or like Yuri. I When I was younger, I've always been like pro LGBTQ, but I wasn't interested in like Yuri and yaoi manga. Now I am. Well, yaoi not quite yet, although it's slowly starting to come. I'll be honest. Um, but what I discovered mostly in late 2020 and especially early 2021, uh, yashikes, like slice of life in general, but yashikes especially. So, since I bought around 500 mangas books in 2021, I decided to make a top 20 series I discovered in 2021, regardless of when they were released in English, or in the case of one series, French. Because I am a French speaker, if you didn't know that. English is my second language. I'm not like 100% bilingual, but I think I mean, I made over 1,000 videos where I mostly speak English, so I think I think I'm pretty decent. So I'm going to go from like the least good of my top 20 up to the first one. And for those people who knows me, you will definitely know the top 2 manga that I discovered in 2021. Also, this list only includes manga that I own and that I've been officially released in English. Stuff that didn't come out officially in English, then that you have to read either the Japanese version or scans to read, will not count, because otherwise that list will be, well, not that much different, but the like top 5 would have changed quite a lot actually. All right, so we're gonna start with some edgy stuff at 20 at my 20th place, because this one is actually rated mature, so basically 18 plus, but the light is pretty bad. It's reflecting too much on the breasts are my favorite thing in the world. I don't think I need to know. I don't think I need to explain, Sarah. What is this about? It's funny and surprisingly wholesome. It's super hetchy. You do see. I'm not gonna open the book for obvious reasons, but you do see bare breasts in this series. But starting volume 2, which is the last volume I've read out of the 4 I own, starting volume 2, things get like there's an actual story progression, because volume 1 is mostly episodic. 19th place goes to the maid I hired recently is mysterious. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. I'm gonna tell you when I discovered these series. For the most part, like for this one, I think it was summer, Actually, I'm pretty sure it was summer. I remember buying like the three first volume almost at the same time, and I got volume 4 like a couple, like a 2 weeks ago maybe, like early this month. And this one I got it in late summer. I only got it because it's a maid thing, and being a otaku, well, not complete otaku, I kind of like maid, like the design of maids, and yeah, it's pretty funny. Volume 1 is highly episodic though. It's really repetitive, but I really did like it. The character design is cool, and the story is very wholesome. Like the guy thinks the maid he hired is like how to get him, but actually the maid is like teasing the boy, but actually wants to get to know him better. So it's kind of like a more wrong version of teasing Master Takagi-san. Oh wow, we're already running 6 minutes and I still have 18 books to cover, so I'm gonna try to be faster. So 18th place, I have Gabriel Dropout. This one took me a while before I decided to bite and buy. I discovered the name in late 2020, but I really only decided to like read it in early 2021. So I bought all, at the time, 9 volumes that were available. Now I have volume 10. I've read the first 7 volume. It's pretty funny. I mean, an angel that comes to Earth to guide humans and basically becomes a, well, otaku. Like, she just plays video games and she's overall lazy. It's pretty funny, especially since her best friend is a demon who's actually a responsible person. 17th place goes to Arukana Receive, which I discovered in late spring. You can guess why I started to read this, but in reality, I really did like the story. I only read up to volume 3 so far, but I really do like the story. They really focused on beach volleyball, even though, yeah, it's a bunch of girls in bikini. There's a really bigger focus on the beach volleyball side of things. So, except as of volume 3, only volume 1 really has more ecchi stuff. Volume 2 and 3 really focus on, well, the character themselves and the beach volleyball. So even though there's girls in bikini the entire way through, the fan service is actually pretty minimal for a story with girls with bikini. So we're now like the 16th place. If Which Then which I discovered also in late spring, or mid-spring, I think. I got this because I was in a phase where I wanted to check more story about witches, and when I learned that this person here is actually a cross-dresser, I just had to know why. You see, it happens like in chapter 1. He starts cross-dressing in chapter 1, or maybe 2. I think it's chapter 1. So you know really quickly why he does that. I'm not gonna spoil it, even though it's like early story stuff, but it is it is pretty funny. I've read up to volume 2, and there's only 3 volumes, so it's definitely not a huge investment in time. And this one was actually released in 2021, because most of the stuff so far, and most of the stuff that is to come, has not been released in 2021. However, the next is Itomi-chan is Itomi-chan is shy with strangers. Sorry, I messed up the title pretty bad. This is another kind of stuff I like. I do like. I don't necessarily like tsundere, but I do like shy girls. for some reason in manga, maybe not in real life, but in manga, I really do like shy girls. Like, and when I used to read Lavina, my favorite character was Shinobu. When I read Negima, my favorite character was Nodoka, and she still is. She's probably my top 20 favorite manga character of all time, even after almost 20 years. In Adachi and Shimamura, Adachi is by far my favorite character. And yeah, so when I read the title, I didn't even look at the art side, which is pretty nice, by the way. But the title alone got me. And so yeah, I ended up reading Volume 1. It was actually pretty great. All right, next is Days on Fest. For some reason, I got this, even though I have absolutely no interest in music festival. I hate music festival. I went once to a music festival because there was a show featuring one of my favorite band when I was young, and although I did like the music, I hated the ambience. So never again I will go to a music festival except for work, because unfortunately I work next to where the music festivals takes place in my area. But still, this one, well, it does feature a music festival, obviously, but it also Volume 2 features a lot of camping. Well, a lot, like one camping trip, which was a pretty chill moment in the story, even though they went to like listen to bands and stuff. Next is A Silent Voice. For some reason, I've heard about it, bought the entire collection in French because the English was super expensive, but then I found a collector box, brand new, with a poster and the same notebook. You can see the notebook that Shoko has here. You can actually, the collector box comes with a small version of the notebook, which is a pretty cool collector item, even though it's just a bunch of paper stapled together. And the story is pretty good. For some reason, thanks to that series, I grew interested in rom-com where one of the characters is disabled. In this case, it's deafness. Actually, so far, I've only had a story where one of the protagonists is deaf. But I'm definitely gonna take a look at other kind of disability, because these tend to be either full of drama or super wholesome. Actually, there's another one featuring a deaf person in my pile here, which is going to be on the wholesome side. Next is the only French entry in the pile, though it does have an unofficial English title, Insomniacs After School. Reason why I like this one is, well, the art style is fine. That's actually why I got it in the first place. And what I like with this rom-com, I'm very sorry, I have a kind of a sore throat right now, is that unlike many other rom-com where the two characters will either hate or ignore each other, or one of them will fall in love instantly and takes 5 volumes before he confesses or something. This one, they actually only become, when they meet for the first time in the manga, first they know each other, but they actually become friends because they have a common problem, which is insomnia. So they became friends from their insomnia, which is a pretty interesting concept, I think. And as I said, the art style is very cool. It's really up to my taste. Another rom-com, which, I forgot to mention all of these. Where did I discover them? Oh, right. Well, Itumi-chan, I discovered it in late November. Days on Fest was in summer. Silent Voice also in summer, and Insomniac in fall. Fall of early fall 2021. Well, it's all 2021 in one. All right. So yeah. Next is Futaribaya. Yuri that focuses more on friendship than romance so far. Although there is some romance, but not really featuring the two protagonists, which you can see here. I found about it on Amazon and decided to check on Scan's website. Looked at the first like 5 chapters and I really liked it, so I went on to buy everything that was available at the time, which was up to volume 7, and I've got volume 8 since. And yeah, this is a very cute story. 8 volume, which spans over 5 years in the two characters' lives. No drama whatsoever. Super chill story, super funny story. I love it. If you like series that don't have drama, this is for you. Even if you don't like Yuri, I still strongly suggest this one. Next is Happy Kanako's Killer Life, which I discovered in mid-August 2021. I saw it at my manga store, saw a couple pages, like 3 chapters, because the chapter is super short, and I fell in love with the humor, so I got it and pre-ordered the other volumes. I only read volume 1 so far, but if you like humor, if you like to laugh at random jokes and animal team pun, this one is awesome. Next is another kind of different rom-com. Shikimori is not just a cutie. What got me was the story on the back, which explains that Shikimori is cool, but also can become... she's cute and can become cool whenever she wants. And the fact that, unlike most other rom-com, the two characters are already dating when the story begins. We do see in volume 1 how they came to start dating, but I think it's pretty sweet that they start dating from the get-go. And there is some drama, but it's pretty minimal. I think the highest amount of drama I've seen so far was in volume 4, but it was resolved like before the end of the volume. So yeah, the manga is it's pretty minimal, and I discovered this right around my birthday, which is in July. Next is Girl's Last Door, which I actually haven't read until maybe 3 weeks ago, because I got volume 1 on January 31st. But I discovered the series on Christmas. Literally Christmas. I looked at the anime. I didn't even watch a full episode, but I looked a bit at the anime, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. And I don't know how, but that person, which I'm not gonna name him or her because I don't want to butcher their name, they managed to make a yashike out of a world that's been destroyed by war. This is pretty interesting, although I've been told that volume 6 is super sad. I'm gonna have to check at some point. Next is Hinamatsuri volume... Why am I going to say the volume I have? But yeah, I discovered this one in summer, I believe. I've read up to volume 5, and for some reason, it's a yashike. It's a more action-packed yashike, because the guy is part of the Yakuza, and the girl is a girl with psychic power coming from another world that knows nothing of our world. So, yeah, the interaction is pretty funny. Later, it actually gets wholesome between them, like a father-daughter relationship. So yeah, it becomes funny and wholesome, and there's some drama, but usually pretty minimal. Next is Otherworldly Izakaya Nobu, which is, in my opinion, a better version of Restaurant to Another World, which itself is very good, just not top 20 material for me. I prefer this one because the concept is pretty similar, in which the only difference is that the character, instead of like monster from another world coming to our world to a restaurant, the character comes from our world, but their restaurant is set in another world. Um, so it's in a medieval town, and the story is there was some drama in volume 3, but the story is usually super wholesome. Like, even when there's like, oh, this big bad guy who wants to ruin the restaurant, he tries the food at the restaurant and he's like, oh, okay, the food is really good, so no, never mind, I'm not gonna cause him trouble. And the characters are very cool. This Shinobu is one of my favorite character. Well, she is my favorite character in this manga, but even her boss, the chief, and the other character that only appears starting volume volume 2, sorry, are really, really cute and interesting. Next is the other manga I spoke with, the person having a disability, A Sign of Affection. I have the 4 volume that has been released in English so far, but I did only read volume 2 and 3. And the story is super cute, super awesome. So far, even when there's like a hint of drama, someone will come and cheer the main character up. Like, everyone is super kind toward the deaf girl. Even the guy who actually wants to learn sign language just to be able to speak with her like more easily. And I have been not spoiled, but an acquaintance of mine online, talked to me about the other volume because that person read the scans online, so he is more up to date than I am. The story remains wholesome the entire time, like almost no drama. I really hope that's true, because so far I really don't want it. I really don't want there to be drama in the story. Alright, now we're in the top 4. 4 placed. Flying Witch. Which oh, Christ. For this one, I bought it on November 1st, exactly. I've heard about it before, but I couldn't find a copy of Volume 1 until I went to Vancouver, which is like 4,000 kilometers from where I live. And like not even a week after I bought Volume 1, suddenly every store that sells manga around my place suddenly have Volume 1. They only had Volume 2 and 3 before. Anyway, yeah, Flying Witch, discovered in spring, like most of the other witch themed story. Also, there's a Witch's World at the end of the world, Witch's Love at the end of the world, which I discovered about the same time, but only read Volume 1, and didn't make the top 20. So, oh, the music is actually going to stop soon. Let me just start it over, just in case like it doesn't cut in the. Well, it cut now, but now I'm definitely gonna have time to finish this. Anyway, sorry about that. Reason why I bought this was the art style, which is very nice, very simple. I like simple art style for the most part. When you watch my monthly video of showing my collection, there is a manga that I will praise a lot. You'll see that also has a super simple art style. But yeah, and it was around the time, well, as I said earlier, when I wanted like witch's story, and yeah, it's a Yashike. Why would I not want this? I mean, it's a Yashike and it's a cute girl doing cute things kind of stuff. Although there are quite a few male characters in the series. And although I keep saying that Yashikes are my favorite kind of manga. Third place goes to the exact opposite, Happy Sugar Life. Someone mentioned that series to me in March. March 2021. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch like a couple episodes just to see what it is. I've been warned that it was pretty dark. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. If I don't like it, I'll just abandon it. The same day I started the anime, I watched up to episode 9, and I watched the other 3 episodes the next day. And not even 2 weeks later, I bought all. There were only 7 volumes at the time. I bought all 7 volumes, and then I got volume 8, 9, and 10 since. I've read up to volume 7. The story is really actually not that great, but I still love it. I mean, it's not that great because there's so much stuff that doesn't make sense. It takes place in the real world, so like not in a distant world where things work differently. It takes place in modern day Japan, and every character of this series, the story would have become so much more normal if every single one of the characters in this series would have gone to see a specialist, like psychiatric therapist. The story would have become more boring but more normal. But yeah, the story, still the interaction between Satu and the girl she loves, Shio, are pretty cute actually, despite the kind of story Happy Sugar Life is. But yeah, it's a really dark story, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then again, it's a manga, so I don't expect things to make a whole lot of sense, especially when second place goes to Non Non Biori, which I discovered in January. I discovered this in January, couple days after I got my Crunchyroll subscription, because I started to use Crunchyroll in January 2021. I thought the character was super cute, and I just liked how the girls just live their everyday life. Like, there's no plot, there's no drama, and when there's drama, it's drama that's starts and ends on the same chapter, because it's highly episodic, but it's not as repetitive as the other series that I mentioned that are episodic. It's just wholesome. Like, I read up to volume 14, and before I start volume 15, which I do have, I actually start to read them all over again. I'm actually on volume 5. I started last week, and before I go to bed later today, I'm going to finish volume 5, and then probably going to bring volume 6 through 8 at my job, just in case I have time to read, because sometimes it's quite enough that I have time to read at my job. All right. Some of you expected this, some of you don't. If this is the first time you watch me, you don't know. But if you do watch my video related to manga, you know what's coming, because I discovered this one in mid-January. Laid Back Camp, which is not only the best manga I discovered in 2021, but it's also the best manga I've discovered, period. I've only known this manga for 13 months and a couple days at this point. I've read all 10 volumes that were released in English. I somehow managed to hold myself from reading volume 11 and 12 on Scan's website. I don't know how. I watched every single episode of Season 1, Season 2, the Room Camp spin-off. Also watched the special episode. I've even watched the bonus episode came after season 2, which I didn't even know was available on Crunchyroll. Discovered it, watched it with a friend like last week, like 8 days ago. So yeah. Also, like, I'll be right back. Oh, I said I'll be right back, but I'm actually just gonna get the pile of games over there. Like, I like the series so much that I've got both of the Laid Back Camp Virtual Camp games on PS4 the day they were released. Even though they're super expensive, they were like $28 Canadian each, which is ludicrous for games that you can 100% in 40 minutes. Also, I've recently got the Have a Nice Day game on Nintendo Switch, and the same game on PS4, but limited edition. That's how much I love this series. There's not even an English text option, and I still beat this game. Well, it's not really hard to beat, but I beat this game 8 times. I've got through all campsites. No, I beat the game like 5 times. Sorry about that. But still, I beat the game quite a few times already, and I'm going to find a guide and check if I cannot get all of the trophies, because I'm missing quite a lot of like CG image. That's actually what's missing the most in my case. But yeah, I like Laid Back Camp that much. I wasted for these 2 games plus import fees plus shipping fees. These 2 games cost me over $300. Like, this one was 95 and this one was 150, plus, as I said, import and shipping fees. They were extremely expensive, and I have absolutely no regret. Also, have 3 figurines, which the 3 together cost me another $300. So just in less than a year, I've spent, including the manga, the video games, and the figurines. Oh, and also didn't install them yet, but also got a bunch of stickers, which did cost me $20-something for 50, but $20-something includes the shipping fee. But still, I have spent probably close to $800 or $900, tax included and stuff. I will never praise this series enough, and I'm really looking forward to Volume 11 to release in English, and I'm really looking forward to see when Volume 12 will release. Anyway, this video has been lasting for almost 35 minutes now, so I think I'm just gonna end the video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.